I honestly do not know where to start with the growth that has been happening to this channel from my previous video, Free Flow Talk, on you only need to breathe to manifest your desires. Thank you so much to everyone that had been engaged and had felt it was useful. I'm so grateful that this has already started to make an impact on people's lives and that they were resonating with it, because it was truly something that I wholeheartedly believe in and have experienced in my own life, and it's made drastic changes, and I just wanted to share that, and I'm so glad it reached the people that I did. I had a gut feeling it will, just because I knew how powerful this message would be. For those that have joined this channel, and I would say that because I believe before posting that video I was on 112 subscribers, and now I'm over 500 from the last time I've checked at the time of recording this, so it's not even quadrupled, it's whatever it is for number 5 in size. And so for those that have newly joined us, please stay till the end just so I can express my gratitude a bit more, and just to introduce you more to my purpose of this channel. And of course, for those that have already subscribed or are new here, let's get straight into this video also. The sun's blessing me today. Okay, so I hope from the previous video, if you haven't watched it, I really recommend to watch it. You only need to breathe to manifest your desires. I really want to emphasize that this video is truly, hand on my heart, something that I believe is all you need. It is the mere foundation, the baseline to living, to how I personally think, from everything that I've researched and have tried in my life, is very wise to live by, in union with God in the present moment, and being in with the flow, not resisting circumstances, people, changes, etc., but still remaining firm that with your beautiful 2 gifts from God, free will and imagination, you can choose exactly who you want to be and what character you want to play. And I do like the idea of gamifying life, seeing it as play. But like most games, there are challenges. I mean, how can you move to the next level or have that experience of progression that I've mentioned in my video, Learn to Enjoy the Process, which is something I also recommend watching? Life would be so boring if we didn't have that sense of progression. And what is progression? It's essentially being able to learn. But can you really learn without making mistakes or experiencing things that you don't want to know what you do want, etc.? You know, there's that little polarity or duality that I feel like is somewhat necessary to experience for your game character, not necessarily you as conscious awareness. Okay, conscious awareness is believed to be all that is, because that's all you are in your reality, and it's just knowing when to detach from your game character and your conscious awareness, which is you, your true self. Also, I do want to apologize if you can hear background noises, so noise pollution, because I'm living and residing partially in the lovely Hampshire county, but where I live is in a wonderful country house, and I've somewhat manifested that as well, which is probably another story I might share, but it is off an A road, so yeah, loads of noise pollution. I do apologize, but hopefully, actually my hair is blocking it, but hopefully this mic will serve its purpose. So yes, so distractions, okay? And one of the things that I noticed that used to cause me, not necessarily cause, but was a side effect maybe of bad anxiety, especially in my young adulthood and growing up in my 20s, was this overwhelming of thoughts. Whether they were positive or negative, just, I couldn't even express it, just overwhelming and mentally taxing, I think I would describe it as, because I was trying to control them. I was judging myself from them. Whether they were bad thoughts, I would think, oh my gosh, I need to, think positive thoughts, otherwise, I'm not necessarily a great person, or I'm not in control, and I should be in control of my reality. And I think that's what a lot of modern manifestation content had led me to believe. as well in general, which I could not find peace in, because it was like an expectation that I was imposing on myself, and I couldn't fulfill it. But I realized how natural it is to have so many thoughts go about in your head. And I really practiced, and this again with the help of Joey Lott. I do keep mentioning his name in almost all my free flow talks now, but he really helped, as well as looking into Taoism. For me, it really resonated with me as well, and then general perennialism, traditional perennialism, etc. And so I've lost my trail of thought. And so, yes, being overwhelmed with thoughts, and I was identifying myself with them. It was only until I was able to live in the present moment, I was able to have more of a visual scope of, not a visual scope, a mental visual scope of where my thoughts were at. This is going to be quite hard for me to explain, and I will try and keep this video within 15 minutes max, but hopefully less, just so I can go straight to the point and not waffle. Say that and then I lose my trail of thought again. Okay, so it's going to be really hard to conceptualize this, because this is something that you have to truly experience to really feel it, to then know it. It's quite hard to put it into terms, but I'm going to attempt this in this video. So the best analogy I can give is the cars in a traffic busy road analogy. I haven't given it a full proper name yet. So think of the most busiest road. For me, I picture New York for some reason. But even though New York is mostly, when you think of New York City on a busy day, you think of just yellow cabs everywhere, but I kind of want to not have it all yellow cabs. Okay, so imagine there's a two-way road, and you have loads of cars going in one direction and loads of cars going in another direction, and it's just really busy. They just keep flowing in opposite directions. In this scenario, you can possibly say one stream is positive thoughts, the other stream is negative thoughts. And you've got so many different cars, all types of sizes, all different types of models, expensive, cheap, functional, non-functional. It's just chaos. It's just so many. And imagine that you are standing in the middle of the road, bearing in mind it's incredibly unsafe, and you are trying to catch every single car both ways. You're turning back and forth, and you're trying to identify yourself to each of that car. And think of each car as like a thought in your mind. And so this nature of trying to control, it gets overwhelming. And not only that, you are trying to catch all these thoughts from the most dangerous place you could be in this situation, which is the middle of the road. And that's how I felt when I would have all these intrusive thoughts and I was identifying with them. I was letting those thoughts make me letting those thoughts tell me who I am. Until I realized, and I think The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I don't know if I've pronounced his name right, but brilliant book. That was a game changer for me before I stumbled upon Joey Lott. I really recommend to read this book. I'll put it in the description, the name and the author. Because once I realized that I was the observer, everything changed. And so you're in the middle of the road. Why not just step outside, go to the pavement, the walkway, and observe from there? And just observe. You're in a much more safe, comforting place. Your body, your vessel within that scenario is protected. You're in peace. And you can also, I'm saying the streams of cars can be positive and negative, but the duality of it could also be past and future. When you're clinging too much to memories or anticipating futures that do not exist, either way, they both do not exist on that road, because those cars are just coming and going. They never truly stay in the present moment. If you looked at the road in a fixed direction, no car actually stays in that eternal now. And that's what I'm trying to get you all to visualize, is that time window, it's that gap, that eternal now, and it is eternal. The past and the future is just outside of those windows. That it's important to obviously reflect and, get excited for the future, etc. Maybe another video. But it's just knowing that you can observe from the sidelines. And I found that when I was able to really sit in the present moment and observe my thoughts and not attach to them, let them go. Don't try and create an identity out of it and say, oh, this is me. Because once you do that, you're actually turning that thought into a belief. And they're two different things. A belief holds more weight. It's an embodiment or a type of embodiment of the character that you want to embody. Thoughts do not hold that much merit than we think they do, or we've been believed or assumed that they do. They do not. They're so fleeting, they come and go. Nikola Tesla himself was noted to say that the brain is the receiver. And I love this because that's exactly how I see it. It's almost like my brain is not trying to dictate who I am, my conscious awareness is. And it's like, I sometimes like to visualize that my brain being the receiver of so many thoughts is because I'm connected to all that is, or the ether, or whatever term you want to call it. And so I'm just in tune with the present moment, and I'm getting all these, I think some people call it like downloads. I'm not too sure if I want to associate so much with that modern term, but you know, just receiving lots of information, just see it as that. And so once you're out of the way, you're safe, and you're just watching those two streams of cars all passing by, no matter what kind of, you know, model they are, or how fast they're going, or what kind of size they are. Some thoughts are quite big, some thoughts are just fleeting, like even more fleeting. And then only when you're sort of still, and Lao Tzu, he is one of the founders of Taoism, he said something, and I will paraphrase, but it's like, be still. When your mind is still, the whole universe surrenders. When you are just watching the cars, you can then focus on what car you want to identify as. So it's like, I'm looking at these streams of cars, and I'm seeing a car that I like. Green is my favorite color, so I see a nice dark green car, and it's of a really nice expensive make. Probably my dream car is an Aston Martin, so there we go. So dark green Aston Martin, and I'm like, oh, I like that car. I'm not going to try and catch onto it or hold on to it, but I'm going to let it go. But with my conscious awareness, I'm like, I like that. And because it's in my observation, I'm going to start to notice all the nice green cars that there are. It's like if I told you, find everything that's red right in front of you. All of a sudden, whether you had realized it or not, you'll start to think, oh, that thing is red, and I never really paid attention to it much. So what are you observing with your conscious awareness? And this I'm putting it in an analogy, in a figurative, illustrative analogy, but it's literally in real life. Like right now I'm surrounded by lots of green. So I'm thinking, what is brown? Okay, actually no, that's not a good idea. What is, because there's lots of wood here, what is red? Okay, and I can't see anything red, except I just noticed that the timer on my camera right now is red, and I didn't truly realize that. So I hope I'm making sense, that with your conscious awareness, you can observe your thoughts, let them go, but then start to realize what thoughts you do want to think about, and as you observe them more, it collates. And when it collates, you can start to identify with them. And then when you identify with them, you start to believe that that is a very integral part of your character. Then when you embody that character, your reality reflects, and you will see the changes in your life according to that belief, according to those thoughts that you collated and identified with yourself. And you're not trying to attach them and grab onto them and control them out of fear. It is from a place of love. And I want to encapsulate this whole thing that this can only be done in the present moment. Because if you are not thinking about the past, and if you are not thinking about the future, then where else could you be? You are in the present moment. And that is the only time you could really observe your thoughts. Now, I'm not saying to just sit and meditate and observe your thoughts all the time. And I suppose that's one of the goals for meditation. It's just to kind of detach from your game character, your avatar. You know, my name is Raisa. This is my body, this is my character, and I am embodying the kind of characters and behaviors that I want to be. But as conscious awareness, when I want a break, I can detach myself. And oh no, I'm going over the 15-minute mark. But I just want to say as well, Jim Carrey, he said that, you know, when you're depressed, he sees it as deep rest, and that your body needs to just rest. You need to detach from all these expectations of that character and so and so. And essentially, yes, this is what I wanted to add on further to everyone's spiritual journeys. For moments when your thoughts get overwhelming, because essentially that is what anxiety kind of feeds off from. It's like holding too much into like past thoughts or future thoughts and trying to catch them out of a place of fear, and then overwhelming because all these thoughts come and go and it's ruining your day. It does not have to ruin your day. Your day is right here, it's right now, and it's in the present moment. And so I hope you're keeping this up, and I'm really proud for those that have started. And if you have broken it during the day, do not put it off until the next day and say, okay, I'll start tomorrow, because you're still putting that time outside of you when the time is now. Just think of it as like those sand timers, and then you could think of the top part is the past and the future. The bottom part is the past and the top part is the future. But that tiny gap window is the present moment. Just as much as you can, just be in flow, be in the present moment. I'm aiming for this video to be under 20 minutes now, but that is all I wanted to say, and I hope it was really helpful. And so yes, I just wanted to express further more on so many people that have joined and commented and liked, especially just throughout the lifetime of this channel. I really appreciate those that have commented like huge paragraphs, just feeling the fact that you have felt comfortable to express your thoughts and feelings, whether it is of your personal life or your personal beliefs on a particular religion, etc. I wholeheartedly appreciated reading as much as I can of those. I think it's brilliant that we are forming this community. It was one of my goals for this channel. And just for those that are new here, I just kind of want to just re-establish that I do aim to post every 5 days, and it's between either a lecture of some sort of talk, whether it's about religion, history, and eventually I do like to explore science, but more focusing on traditional perennialism. And then I do another series which is my free flow talks, which is what I'm doing right now, and is probably a lot that a lot of people resonate with the most, maybe. And so I kind of cater towards two different main audiences, but I'm trying to bring them together to kind of show that all of this is rooted from the traditions and how I'm not too keen on modern approaches. A lot of these manifestation techniques have originated from our ancestors in traditions and religions, and I am just an advocate for honoring that. So I'm just trying to give a lot of awareness on it. And I just want to make sure that if you're subscribing to this channel, you know, that is what I'm offering, and I will not change that, because that is who I am and choose to embody as my character. But yes, I would like to end this video with my disclaimer that I am by no means claiming that I am knowledgeable in everything, except that I am in the humble pursuit of wisdom. I do offer mentoring for those that are in their spiritual journeys. You don't need them, because hopefully my video on You Only Need to Breathe to Manifest is enough, and as well as my following videos that come after it. But it's for those that are struggling, and if you are, do not be ashamed by it as well. It's okay. There is no judgment. There shouldn't be any expectations. We are all on this journey towards truth and wisdom and back into union with God. And so all the links, everything you need to know is in the description. Thank you so much for those that have supported my channel so far, and just seeing the growth has been amazing. I cannot comprehend it. I'm still comprehending it. But yeah, I'm very grateful. Thank you all for watching, and take much care.